If I told you that right now I could drop everything I'm doing and become a world champion poker player, you'd probably say that's impossible, right? And yet, in 2003, Chris Moneymaker was just an accountant, an ordinary guy making $40,000 a year in Tennessee. He had never played a single live poker tournament in his life. But that year, he did something incredible. He spent $39 to enter an online tournament, won his seat for the World Series of Poker, and walked away with $2.5 million after beating 838 professional players. The odds, 1 in 839. But Chris didn't care about the odds, he just played. Let's talk numbers for a second. Do you know the chances of becoming a millionaire if you're born into a middle-class family? 6.4%. The odds of creating a billion-dollar company? 0.00006%. The chances an independent film becomes a global blockbuster? Less than 0.1%. And yet, every year, thousands of people beat those odds. In 1962, a 19-year-old student named Phil Knight borrowed $50 from his father to start a sports shoe company. Back then, the market was dominated by Adidas and Puma. Experts told him it was impossible, that he didn't stand a chance against those giants. Phil didn't listen. He created Nike. Today, Nike generates over $50 billion a year in revenue, more than the GDP of some countries. Phil Knight wasn't smarter than other entrepreneurs of his time. He didn't have more money, more connections, or more resources. So what made the difference? There's something people who beat the odds understand that others don't. They know odds aren't physical laws. They're just statistics based on what people did in the past. When someone tells you that you have a 1 in 100 chance of succeeding, it doesn't mean it's impossible. It just means that 99 people before you failed because they made the same mistakes. Take Sarah Blakely, for example. In 2000, she was 29 years old, selling fax machines door to door, but she had an idea: create revolutionary shapewear for women. She had no experience in fashion, no investors, and only $5,000 in savings. She reached out to manufacturers and they all rejected her. She heard no after no for 2 years. The statistics said a woman with no background in textiles had a 0.2% chance of building a successful brand, but Sarah did something different. Instead of copying other entrepreneurs, she studied her customers directly. She spent hours in stores watching women try on clothes, and she understood their frustration better than any industry expert. The result? Spanx became a billion-dollar company. Sarah became the youngest self-made female billionaire in the world. Here's the truth. Beating the odds isn't luck, it's a skill. And like any skill, it can be learned. Rule number 1. People who beat the odds don't look at statistics to get discouraged. They look at them to understand why others failed. Rule number 2, they don't play by the established rules. They make their own. Look at Netflix. In 2007, Blockbuster dominated the movie rental market with 9,000 stores worldwide. Netflix was just a small DVD by mail service losing money. Analysts gave them a 5% chance of surviving against Blockbuster, but Reed Hastings, Netflix's CEO, wasn't playing by Blockbuster's rules. While Blockbuster optimized its physical stores, Netflix went all in on streaming, a technology that barely existed at the time. We're not trying to beat Blockbuster at their game, Hastings said. We're creating a new game. The result? Blockbuster went bankrupt in 2010. Netflix is now worth over $240 billion. But here's the catch. The art of beating the odds requires something a little crazy. You need a special kind of madness. Psychologists call it irrational optimism, the ability to believe in something despite overwhelming evidence to the contrary, and that's the real difference. Because the truth is, 99% of the time when you try to beat the odds, you're going to fail. And you're going to fail again and again and again. James Dyson built over 5,000 vacuum prototypes before finding the right one. KFC got rejected 1,009 times before a restaurant agreed to try Colonel Sanders' recipe. The Beatles were turned down by every record label in London before signing with Parlophone. So how do you actually do it? Step 1, stop looking for guarantees. They don't exist. If you wait until you're 100% sure before acting, you'll never act.
3 years later, right now, I have 5.9 thousand subs right now.
Step 2, study other people's failures, not their successes, understand why they failed, and do things differently. Step 3, accept that you're probably going to fail the first 10 times, or 100, or 1,000. Step 4, find your obsession, not your passion, your obsession. Something you're so consumed by that you're willing to spend 10 years on it, even if there's only a 1% chance it works. At the end of the day, beating the odds isn't about extraordinary talent or insane luck. It's about mindset. You can spend your life following the statistics, playing it safe, doing what everyone else does, and you'll get exactly what everyone else gets. An average, maybe even meaningless life. Or you can decide that the odds are nothing more than other people's opinions about your future. And their opinions, they don't matter. Chris Moneymaker was just an accountant. Phil Knight was just a student. Sarah Blakely was just a fax machine salesperson. The only difference between them and you is that they decided their dreams were worth more than statistics.